from Mr. and Mrs. Smith and the OC. And what else?
I was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You don't know me from it, but...
We all know you personally from that movie.
No, nobody knows me.
How close was that character to you personally? Are you a spy?
It was basically a documentary.
Wow. So little did people know it was your story.
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't seen that movie. But,
you haven't even seen it?
What do you mean? Like, why wouldn't you see a movie you would?
I'm just there for the moments, It's like once I do it, then I've got everything I need.
Wow, that's really romantic.
It's a really pure actor.
That's just pure. I love it.
I just pretty much, I don't want it to cut into my surrogate time. I'm just watching the surrogates.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully one day you'll get to make something at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever think about a remake?
Well, in due time, when there's a reason,
up.
You know what I mean? As of now, it's a perfect film, so it's like you don't want to mess with the classics. But
when do you think it'll be out of date, though? I can't even imagine it being out of date.
Well,
it's so prescient.
I think when we are sort of all hooked in to the...
Jacked in, I like to call it.
I think then, there'll be a whole different kind of... I think we'll make it...
You know what movie I'm looking forward to? The technology catching up with life? Disclosure with Michael Douglas and Demi Moore. The sexual harassment movie. When he goes in that virtual reality just to find a file on the computer, man, that was... Oh, I would love that. I'm walking around a huge hall just looking for an email, putting on those gloves.
I saw a really cool movie that's like from a futuristic
Oh, yeah?
like technology movie, Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Jumpin' Jack Flash with Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
What in what manner?
The phones were really huge. I feel like that's something that's going to happen in the future.
I think that was set in the past. That was set in the 80s, I believe, and you're just watching an old movie that had huge, giant phones.
I don't think so.
Phones could get bigger.
I hope so, because I feel like my phone's way too small. I always am losing it.
I'm always losing my phone. That's
I need a huge phone with a really big antenna, and I feel like that would be so easy. You could wear it like a purse. Yeah,
with a strap. That's what. Great idea, phone strap.
Okay. I'm a genius.
Yeah, that's mine though, because you said it on the podcast.
You just made me swear. I just said, "What the fuck?"
Whoa, madam, please. It's not that kind of a show.
I never swear. I never really curse, but I just did.
What would your teacher say if they heard you swearing like that?
They'd probably say "You're scolded."
That's how they scold you. You're scolded. All right, well, let's get to our next guest. Adam, you excited for this? This is...
I don't know yet.
You don't know? Oh, yeah, I'm a little nervous.
Suspense, I guess, is more the word.
You've been suspensed.
You must all have very strong senses of the environments around you if you do feel fear. Because I do. I am here today to take you all on a journey that you may not be prepared for, Scott Aukerman.
Oh, my goodness. This is exciting. Well, let me say your name, because I don't know anything about you other than you seem to be a very interesting woman. Please welcome Shelby Orangina.
Yes, my name is Shelby Orangina. I speak to spirits from beyond the grave.
Oh, okay. So you're some sort of a medium.
Yes, that is correct.
Did your family create Orangina drink?
Usually people have forgotten about it, but yes, they have.
Oh, I love it.
Wait, they've forgotten about the drink or the...
Yes, for a long time it was the most popular carbonated citrus beverage on the market, but my brother Leon Orangina created it, and he was not able to sell it under the pronunciation of our last name, but instead we were forced to sell it as Orangina, but that is where my family has got most of its wealth from.
I call it Orangina when I buy it.
A lot of people do because of the fact that it rhymes with the word vagina.
Well, that's... but
you have a very strong light in you, young one. You're very smart for knowing that.
Congratulations. Well, but you went your own way. You decided not to be in the drink business.
No, I tried to be in the drink business. I came up with a carbonated grape drink, but no one was interested in that. It was called Grapegina.
Grapegina?
Yeah. I tried to just still have part of our last name involved, but it didn't really make sense.
Yeah, it seems like the Orangina thing was it was a real natural
serendipitous,
thing.
Yes, because of our last name and also because it was a citrus-based carbonated beverage.
Yeah, but there are grape sodas out there in the world. What was so different from yours?
This was not a soda, just as Orangina is not a soda. This was just basically I would squish grapes into a glass.
Yourself.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Okay.
And then I would carbonate it, and it was not pleasant to drink.
Okay.
Oh, that's
So,
your problem right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people, when they drink something, they want sort of a pleasant taste or a pleasant aftertaste.
I feel like a lot of times I want that, but like sometimes I like something that tastes gross.
Oh, really? Like what?
Like if I have to drink like Pepto-Bismol or something.
Wait, are you drinking Pepto-Bismol for fun?
Well,
Or
like I get stomach aches every day. So
every day?
Oh,
Yeah.
God. So some people would say Pepto-Bismol tastes good.
I think it tastes gross, but I drink it.
Yeah,
Why do you drink it? Because
I
you
get
have-
stomach aches every
And why are you having stomach aches every
I
day,
eat
dear?
ice cream for dinner every day.
Oh, okay, yeah. What if you didn't eat the ice cream?
Oh, that's impossible.
Okay, good. All right, well, Shelby, what is it exactly you're here to do?
I'm here today, Scott Aukerman, if you're strong enough to take you on a journey to another spiritual realm. Because what I do in my job is I help the dead move on.
Okay.
And then also, in a sense, I help those who have died to move on.
Okay, so you wait. Did you
Right,
just
it
say
sounds
you
like
helped
the same thing,
Yeah, the
but-
same.
I help those that have passed to move on.
And also those who have
And then
passed
also
on.
those who are no longer with us on this spiritual realm to move on to what comes next.
And then in terms of Scott,
in terms of Scott, he's a member of the living.
And why do I need to be brave?
You need to be brave because we're going on a journey. We're going to encounter.
And where are we all going? What are we doing?
Well, I can only do it one at a time.
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
let's go on a journey right now. Scott, is there someone that
Okay.
you've lost in your life that you want to talk to, see if they need help moving on?
Help moving on. I guess, yeah, I would say my grandmother, sure. My
I
grandmother.
see your grandmother, Scott.
You do?
She looks very calm, Scott. She looks very happy.
Great.
And she misses you, Scott.
Oh, I miss her.
But there's a terrible presence near her.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What
Much
do you
darker than your grandmother.
Big.
Bigger than your grandmother.
Well,
He's nervous, Scott. This presence doesn't know how to deal with his feelings.
It's not my grandfather.
And he's not alone, Scott.
He's not alone?
There are 3 other presences nearby.
Near
And
my
they're
grandmother?
so angry, yes. They're playing angry music, Scott. Angry
music?
rock and roll music that's
What?
dirty, almost grungy sounding music.
What?
Very different from the music that preceded it on rock radio, Scott.
Grunge music?
Yes, a young blonde presence playing guitar and a Dave Grohl-esque presence on drums.
What? Wait, so a blonde?
Yes, and a taller man, I believe his name was Chris Novoselic, on bass. It's Nirvana, Scott.
It's the band Nirvana.
And there's a terrible presence. He's back, Scott. I can see who it is. It's Charles Barkley. Scott, your grandmother wants to know if you remember when Charles Barkley hosted Saturday Night Live and Nirvana was the musical guest. Oh. We did it, Scott.
Wait.
This studio has been cleaned.
wait,
Oh.
but we didn't give her an answer.
That's all that your grandmother wanted you
But
to
wait,
know.
like-
Oh, she
Do
wanted you to
remember?
know.
She wanted me to know if I remembered when Charles Barkley hosted Saturday Night Live with Nirvana as a guest.
Nirvana was the musical guest, Scott. Do you remember that? Your
Well,
grandmother's waiting.
wait, now she's waiting? I thought she just wanted me to know that.
Well, the studio has been cleaned, so maybe that was the extent of the...
It's very interesting.
That was crazy.
That was really so she was in heaven, or where? What is? No, she's in purgatory, some
Scott,
sort of middle.
when you encounter a spirit in another spiritual realm, it's not like sitting here with you in the studio and I can see you and I can see you have slacks on in the shirt and I can
Thank
see
you.
this young woman has a mangled ear. It's not like that. I only get to see bits and pieces.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, that explains it. So she was somewhere else, and she was watching this episode, or they.
She wanted to know if you remembered
But
when Charles Barkley hosted Saturday Night Live.
Now, I can understand if
in 1993, and Nirvana was a musical guest.
I can understand if Kurt Cobain was around her because he has passed on. I do find it a little odd that you know the other names of the other members of Nirvana and yet could not remember his.
I don't know what Nirvana is, but the spirit was giving me this information.
Okay, so my grandmother maybe knew the other members, but didn't know him. But I can understand him being there, but the other people are all alive. Charles Barkley and
I can see your grandmother watching. She was watching this old episode of Saturday Night Live on TV.
Okay, so they have TV wherever she is?
I don't have all the answers, Scott. I just have more than you do.
Okay, and maybe it was on Hulu because I don't think that those old episodes are being rerun.
I can go back to your grandmother and try and find out.
Has she moved on, though?
Yes.
I don't want to pull her back necessarily, but I would like the answer of whether this was on Hulu or not.
Let me go see if I can get it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I don't see your grandmother, but I see your grandfather now, Scott.
Oh, good. Oh, okay.
He's doing well, very calm.
Okay.
Very happy. He's
Fantastic.
surrounded by his friends, and they've all gathered at a place that they gather at quite frequently. It's a place where they feel safe and they feel happy.
Heaven, I would imagine, or I hope. I mean, I hope he's moved on.
Sort of like heaven. It's a familiar place. Everybody knows everybody else's name, and they feel comfortable and happy, and they've been spending about 10 to 11 years in this place.
10 to 11 years.
We're going to Cheers.
You are very strong. There is a strong light in you, Adam Brody. I can see it in you. Your grandfather is in the center of this bar, and he's surrounded by his friends, but he's sad because he's about to let them go.
Oh, no. So he's watching...
He's not ready to let... But one of them, there's another terrible presence who's not ready to let go. He's a bearded man, very smart, erudite.
So Frasier, he's getting a spin-off. He's watching the final episode of Cheers.
Your grandfather wants to let you know he's watching the finale of Cheers. Oh.
He just wants me to know that. And now he's moved on.
The studio used to be dirty, but now it's cleaned again. It was clean, and then it got dirty, and now it's clean.
I have a question. Is it? And I don't know if you can say this, but if you're at liberty, but is this a heaven thing? Is this a hell thing? Is that irrelevant?
It's another realm where spirits are looking for an opportunity to move on.
And yet it's in the studio because you say the studio is cleaned.
You mean this studio?
Yeah.
This studio, because you carry the baggage of the spirits of your loved ones with
I see, even though they're in another place.
Even though they're in another place.
So in order to move on, they just wanted Scott to know what they were watching.
His grandmother just wanted to know if he remembered.
Okay, right.
His grandfather wanted him to know that he was watching a VHS copy of the finale.
It's on VHS. Okay. Do you want to take either of these two through
Would
something?
either of you like to go? Or are either of you? Do you have the strength? Do you have? I
have a strength because I have something I really want to ask you about. Like, somebody who passed on.
Yes, please.
It was my dog, like that I had since I was little.
Your dog.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see your dog. I found your dog.
How did you find her dog? She didn't even give you the name? Or?
It's a connection, Scott, that, look, I've been doing this I'm 97 years old, and a lot of people don't understand what I do.
You look really young.
I can see your dog right now, and your dog is sad. Your dog is afraid that you don't remember his name.
No, I do.
Do you remember your dog's name?
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
Randall.
Yeah.
Wendell.
Your dog is also worried that... Did you love your dog, Randall?
Yeah.
I loved him very much.
Yeah, I really loved him, like, so much. Like, I had him since I was 5.
If you saw him again, would you feel the same way about your dog, Randall?
Yeah, I really would.
So you remember his name?
Yeah.
And you also feel the same way about Randall?
Yeah.
That's true, yes. He wants you to know something. He has a message for you, Tracy. Hold my hand, Tracy.
Oh, my God.
He wants you to be strong. He wants you to carry on. But he wants you to know that you do not belong there in heaven with him.
Wait.
So he...
Wait a minute. This is sounding like lyrics to me? What is this?
He's got another question.
Eric Clapton?
Wait a minute. I'm getting a clearer picture now. Your dog, Randall... Your dog Randall's listening to Eric Clapton's Unplugged, the song Tears in Heaven.
Does he want her to remember
Walking.
that? Oh my gosh. Shelby.
He was listening to music?
God, I don't know if your mother-in-law has any plans on dropping by the studio here, but don't need to stress out because the studio is clean. No need for you to stress out.
That's a good catchphrase. Gosh.
Wait, like my dog was listening to like a CD or like
Your dog was listening to a Sony Walkman, and he was listening to Eric Clapton on cassette. Eric Clapton's Unplugged.
Did he have it on his ears? Like, that's so cute.
It sounds like everyone is in this plane is very stuck in the early 90s.
Yeah. Pop culture from...
People, when your spirit moves from this realm to another realm, Adam Brody, you go back to the things that made you happiest in life. And sometimes you go back to things that you're not quite finished with.
My grandmother passed away before that episode of SNL played, by the way. So she's just catching up with it, maybe?
She has, ever since they released all of the entire SNL archives. A lot of people in the spiritual realm have been slowly catching up.
Okay.
Starting in 1975.
Sure.
Watching every episode, remembering things that they scantily remembered about SNL. How heavily involved the Muppets were in season 1.
Sure, yeah. Interesting. Gosh. Well, do you have anything for Adam here?
I don't know if Adam is strong enough.
Are you strong enough, Adam? What do you think?
Adam does not believe.
I'll tell you, I believe, and that's what makes me feel weak.
Trepidatious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would like to go on the journey.
Adam Brody, I would like to take you on this journey if you're prepared, but I need to know that you are 100% ready to do this. I need to know who you want to go talk to.
Okay. I'd like to... Roy Scheider.
Roy Scheider, the film actor.
Yeah, from all
the
that
movie
jazz.
Jaws.
Yeah. All the jazz. Great
I
film.
think of him from
that
Jaws.
That's what most Brody, and then that's how we...
Oh, yeah.
That's my link.
What was it? Sergeant Brody? Officer Brody? What was it?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Brody's.
Was
was
he
his
in
rank?
all that Jaws?
That would have been a great crossover film.
Oh, I thought I heard of that.
All that Jaws. That would have been amazing. He's dancing around. He gets eaten by a shark.
That was the second title for Jaws 2, was All That Jaws.
So Shides, is he?
I'd like to know.
Yeah.
If you're ready, but I need to know one. I need you to answer one question for me first, Adam Brody.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Are you
Yes,
strong
ma'am.
enough? I'll take that as a yes.
Thank you. I was going to say I don't. I can't. How could I be sure?
Let's go get your Roy Scheider, Adam Brody.
Thank you.
He's well
I'm
enough.
committed. I'm ready to face a conflict.
I see.
I
Roy
hope you don't need a
Scheider.
bigger boat when you're there.
I see Roy Scheider. He's in a good place, Adam Brody. He's felt it connected. He's watched over your entire career.
Oh my
the
gosh.
OC, Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
Other projects?
the other projects you
nothing
have
else.
been involved with, the project that you just did with Wyatt Cenac, he was there. And he's in a good place. You don't need to worry about him right now. He's baking a cake for all of his loved ones, and he's taking the cake out of the oven, and oh dear, for some reason Roy Scheider's dressed up like an old woman, and oh no, his bosoms have caught on fire. Roy Scheider's prosthetic bosoms that he's wearing to be closer.
Doubtfire.
Wait a minute. Now I sense a terrible presence. I sense a very terrible
Is it Pierce
presence.
Brosnan?
No, it's a skeleton. It's a skeleton man. He's a spindly skeleton man, and his name, in fact, is Jack Skellington.
Jack's from The Nightmare Before
And,
Christmas?
Oh, Roy Scheider was watching Mrs. Doubtfire, and he changed the channel and put on Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh.
So he wasn't, in fact, baking. That was
No, he was
Robin
watching
Williams
that on
watching.
TV, yeah.
I think this
The
might be some sort
studio-
of rerun.
You could just
Yeah.
eat an egg off of the studio right now.
I have,
Because it's
And
clean.
breakfast.
Yeah.
I have a question about like some kind of spirit that might not be easy to reach.
Okay.
It was a character in a film that died.
All right.
The girl,
I think
like,
Cake Boss, if he's taught us anything, that you can contact fictional characters as
Oh,
long
okay.
as
I
they've
think
died.
it's interesting that No, nothing. Go ahead. Shoot.
Well, okay.
I would love to hear your skepticism, Adam Brody, because it's not the first time I've encountered it.
Skepticism.
Not only about this psychic stuff, but about Grapegina.
About Grapegina, I've relieved, and a lot of the skeptics were right there. So sometimes I need to hear, because I wish I had heard more criticism before I'd put quite so much of my family's Orangina fortune into Grapegina.
How much did you put in?
I put about 95%.
Wow. Into that one glass that you made?
One glass. Yes.
A lot of technology of how to carbonate the beverage.
I got the finest grapes from, faraway lands.
From faraway lands that you can't even think of or can't even name.
No, I can name them right now.
Okay.
Mesopotamia. I went in a time machine to ancient Mesopotamia to get grapes.
That's why it costs so much money.
The time machine to get that's
it's a shame it wasn't even good.
It might have been because you used old grapes. Have you ever thought about that?
I feel like Adam Brody is challenging an old woman in a way.
No. That was a legitimate question.
97-year-old woman.
That was a legitimate question.
95. Gosh, did you age too? Have you been using the time machine while you're here?
I did briefly use it.
And you spent 2 years away from this podcast and then came back?
I used it very briefly because
briefly to us, but 2 years to you.
Usually I don't go on so many spiritual journeys in one podcast, and I felt I needed to go relax.
So you took a break for 2 years. Okay, interesting. All right, so now are you going to take Adam on this journey? No, wait. What are we talking about right now?
I was going to ask you about like a Kyoto film. Remember in Snakes in a Plane when like those two people were hooking up in the bathroom and then like that snake like bit that girl on the boob and then the guy was like bitten on his penis?
Which of those two would you like to talk to?
The girl.
You want to talk to the girl who got bit from snakes on the plane? You want to talk to the girl who got bit on her breast from snakes on the plane? I have found the girl who got bit on her breast from the movie Snakes on a Plane. She's doing well, Tracy.
Good.
Oh, good.
She's very calm. She's surrounded by friends.
Does she regret getting on that plane full of snakes?
She does. She considers it one of the biggest mistakes of her life.
Probably the biggest.
And
it is what ended it.
Wait a minute. She's got a question for you, Tracy.
Oh.
She says, Do you remember when Dr. Gwen Medicine Woman came on TV?
No, I don't.
Really? Just do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
That was an hour-long drama on CBS.
Starring Jane Seymour?
Yeah, I don't know if I was like really
drama.
watching that kind of show when I was like...
Huh.
That was the question that she had for you.
Well, has she been able to move on, even though the answer is no?
I'm crying.
She's gone. I
I'm
cannot
crying.
get back in touch with her. But you're having an emotional experience.
At first I was like, of course I didn't see that show. Like, I don't care about that show. But then I thought, like, I'm just, like, amazed at, like, your ability. And, like, you're, like, a really passionate person. And, like, I really admire that. I think this is really cool.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
this has been not only instructive, but moving segment
it's been
here on the
really,
show.
like, really impressive. Like, I feel like you're an amazing person.
Well, as I said when I came in here, I do one thing well. I help the dead to move on. And then sometimes I help those who have died to also go to the next thing that they are going to do in terms of their existence.
Are they all going to watch more TV?
Yeah, when they move on, do they get to watch more TV? Because that would be a nice happy ending to me.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
I don't have those sorts of powers of spiritual.
Yeah,
exploration.
you're only on
I can only get them
the
to
next
that
plane.
level.
Well, when you die, like, do you get to watch whatever you want?
It depends on. I wrote a song once.
I'd love to hear that.
About dying.
I'd love to hear you sing it a cappella.
And
sounds really good.
The key part of the song I wanted to quote here is,
don't quote it, sing it.
The love that you make is equal to the love that you take.
All right,
I'm having a really hard time like picturing the song if I don't know how the tune goes.
Wait, you are 97 years old. You may have written this song, and you own a time machine, so you may have written this song. I'm
what are you trying to say? Like there was plagiarism?
No, I'm pretty sure that Paul McCartney has the actual official songwriting credit on that, but I don't know. I mean, Colonel Parker co-wrote Elvis's song supposedly, and he didn't write it.
Oh, Colonel from the Wall?
Well, you don't know who the Beatles are, and yet you wrote one of their songs?
Wings.
I've spent so much time on the spiritual realm, and they're not always paying attention to the same pop culture things that we are on the earthly realm.
Have they heard of Small Wonder?
mean, I could go to the spiritual
Let's
realm.
not go to the spiritual realm. Why don't we take one more break? We'll be right back here with Adam Brody, Tracy Rearden, and Shelby Orangina. Oh my God, this show is a mouthful. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Comedy Bang Bang. We're here with Adam Brody. What do you think of this? Your first podcast? Is this what you thought a podcast would be?
It's better. It's exceeded my podcast expectations.
Really?
And I'm just happy to be involved in comedy in any way.
Are you a comedy fan?
I'm a comedy fan. Who isn't? But I'm not. I'm no aficionado. I'm.
It's a fine line between fan and aficionado, and you like to straddle it.
I flirted with being an aficionado, but I quite honestly I don't have the chops. So
the breadth of knowledge.
Yeah. So I
Well, welcome to the world of comedy. You're doing great on your first podcast.
Thanks.
Yeah. I love it. And then, of course, we have Tracy Rearden here, who this is your first podcast, I would imagine.
Yeah, like I listened to a bunch of podcasts before. But
which ones do you listen to, hon?
Most of you don't call me honey because it makes me feel weird.
I called you hun, not honey.
Okay, you can call me hun.
Okay, hun.
Okay.
Which ones do you listen to?
I listen to podcasts that my job requires. Claire's and Baskin Robbins both have podcasts that talk about the new products,
the new scoops,
interview what goes there and stuff. And I've never been on either one of them, but I listen to them because I need to know everything that everyone knows. And I also listen to a Nickelodeon podcast.
Oh, which one? Hun?
It's about GAC.
GAC, is that a Nickelodeon thing?
It's
what
slime.
Is that the technical term for the slime, the green slime? Oh.
Not the old-fashioned.
Yeah. It's a podcast.
Slime's still around.
They use it in different ways, but it's a podcast about what it's like to be slimed, who's been slimed, different celebrities who've been slimed.
Yeah.
Different regular people who've been slimed on game shows.
You know, the first celebrity who was ever slimed was Slimer from Ghostbusters.
Well, he is slime.
No, he's not. He actually looks a lot like a golf ball underneath all that. Yeah. But then he was slimed.
Is that true?
That's very true.
It is true.
Yes, Shelby knows.
I've encountered Slimer multiple times.
Well,
when
he's
never moved on?
He is a ghost.
He's too busy flying around, being crazy, eating food he's not supposed to be
Such
eating.
as hot dogs?
Remember when he had toothpaste gum?
Yes, of course I do.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, boy. Well,
good old days.
All right. Well, we have one of our favorite segments here on the show, and it's a little something that we call "Would You Rather."
Cool. Would You Rather is a cool name for a game.
Oh yeah. Well, here we go. Here's the theme song. And it's time to play Would You Rather. We all know how this is played. People send me Would You Rather scenarios to our Twitter, which is at CBBWYR, Comedy Bang Bang Would You Rather. Please don't send them to me personally. Just clutters up my feed, and all I do is I put them on the Would You Rather pile, which, as we all know by now, is not the pile from which I take Would You Rather scenarios. It's actually the discard pile. So it's not like a wood pile where you would take wood and use it on your fireplace, but it's more like a refuse pile. So please don't send them to me because they get put on the Would You Rather pile. But if you send them to CBBWYR, they get put into the Would You Rather ditch, and we cull them from that. I will read it out loud, and then I will open the floor for questions. Very important. Do not ask questions before I open the floor for questions. That would be a classic Would You Rather blunder. I will open the floor for questions. You are free to ask me any question about either of the scenarios you like in order to help narrow down your choice. Okay? There's a lot of information that is not said in the actual question. I have it all up here.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of details that you can ask about. And at a certain point, I will close the floor for questions. No more questions can be asked after that. Then I will ask you all to vote. We will tally up the points, and we will assign a winner. And it's that easy. All right, so here we go. This comes to us from Will Eisenberg. Will, a.k.a. at Dark Aardvark. He asks, would you rather run a chain of farmyard-themed barbecue restaurants or live as a minor character in a cop drama? Okay, would you rather run a chain of farmyard-themed barbecue restaurants or live as a minor character in a cop drama? I'm opening the floor for questions. I tried to trick you.
All right. Didn't take the bait.
Nope, you did not. You're a savvy player already.
Yeah. This is my first Would You Rather.
Okay.
My first question is...
Yes, sir.
One,
Adam Brody in early. That is how you play the game. I love you edged out these two to get the first question.
I just want to get to the bottom of the live as a minor character in a cop. It means you're not an actor. That means somehow you live as a fictitious character. What happens, let's say, when the show's not on in that 1 hour of NYPD Blue? What, that's
Actually, you live in a parallel universe.
You just live in that world.
You live in that world, and you are the character who comes in and says, hey, DNA results are back.
But then you don't just pass out and wake up when you say it again next week. You go home and brush your teeth, and you have a wife and what have you.
You brush your teeth 8 times a day because you have a compulsion about it. And you do have a wife. And actually, you have.
That's what I mean. What happened? The off-camera time.
Yes, you have 3 wives because you're a Mormon. And
but
yes.
So then specifically, we're saying not. I mean, yes, I want the parameters, or I want the details of his life. But the point is, there's a life outside.
There is a life.
The screen time.
Of course, yes, there is. Yes,
that's my major question.
I'm interested in the fact that you want no more details about the 3 wives or the OCD.
No, I want to get there. But my bigger question was do I just live for those quick, brief moments of evidence exchange and banter, or do I get to go and
you do feel somewhat more alive when you're giving those moments that are filmed for the TV show, and you wonder why people don't pay more attention to you, and you wish that people sort of viewed you as a major character at work.
So I'm aware of, you mean just my coworkers, or you mean I'm aware of some audience?
No, you're just from your coworkers. Somehow in the back of your brain, you just sort of feel this tickle every time that you are at work. Why aren't people paying more attention to me?
I just feel I should hit this mark. I don't know why, but I should open to camera. But there's no camera. Exactly. But I just
there's no camera, but you sort of want to open your and you don't know what to do with your hands the whole time. Yeah. You've thought about putting them high up in the air like you're doing the wave.
Probably play it safe. Put them on the hips.
Right on the hips. Yeah.
What's the first one?
Great question. The first one is, would you rather run a chain of farmyard-themed barbecue restaurants?
Okay.
Oh, you have a follow-up.
Yeah. About the second one.
Sure.
Are you really sad then? Does it sound like you just described a really sad person with OCD? You're not happy with your life.
Well, you have 3 wives.
Well, I'm a man.
You're a man in this scenario.
Well, then I already know my answer.
Oh, okay. Well, don't vote yet. But I'm interested to see if you want the penis or you don't want the penis.
Yeah, me too.
Scott Alkerman, I have a question
Shelby.
about the first scenario.
The farmyard-themed barbecue restaurants, yes.
Is this farmyard actually outdoors, or is it indoors and you are creating a simulation of being outdoors?
Great question. It is indoors, and there are murals to give the effect that you are outdoors with sky blue and clouds. And there's a lot of hay in the restaurants, which is actually a health code violation, which has dropped you down to a C, actually.
Oh,
that's very tough on our business, I would have to think, because I even get leery of any place that I see has a B.
You don't like a B?
Yes.
That's almost impossible not to eat at a B.
How do you think I got to be 98 years old, Scott?
Wait a minute, you're 98 now? Did you just use the time machine again?
During the break, I did go use the time machine because I realized that I miss my grandchildren.
Well, what happens to us in the future?
I did not pay attention to any of you people when I went to do my own things.
Oh, okay.
Wait, and he was in the past, I believe. Did you go to
I thought he turned 98. Oh, wait.
Yeah, but he just spent a year in the past.
I went to spend a year in the past with my grandchildren. We went back to 1993. I took them to see the movie Cool Runnings.
Okay.
That's a really good movie.
All right. Any other questions here? There's so much more information that we're not getting to.
Well,
yes,
of course, what
Tracy.
kind of food, do we serve, do we always have barbecue food, or, is it all, organic, from a farm, you know what I mean? There's, different types of, ways to go with, a farm restaurant?
That is a good question, because it is farmyard themed, and yet it is a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of both.
So, we love the farm, but then we eat the cows.
Yes. Basically what it is you have the actual animals there in the restaurant, in pens.
Oh, that's not going to work.
And then you kill the animals.
I mean, that's got to be a health code violation.
That's why we have the C, probably, right?
Well, no, it's in the back, though, but it's with glass walls, so everyone can see you doing it. It's like, like Krispy Kreme.
Like a lobster tank, but with cows.
Exactly.
Krispy Kreme donuts?
Well, you know how they make the donuts, but it's clear and you can see them actually making
the donuts.
Yeah, time to make the donuts. Yeah. So it's a lot like a lobster. Yeah, that's not a health code violation to kill a lobster, right?
No, but I just think people feel more empathy with cows, so it's going to be... you're going to get a certain type of, I think, maybe sadistic clientele. I don't know.
But a rabid clientele, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think cows are more sympathetic? The eyes?
They have really sad eyes.
Mammals? I think it's that...
the bell?
They give milk from their teeth just like we do, Scott Aukerman.
Oh, there you go.
And that is our connection that we have with cows.
But a lot of animals do that.
Yeah.
And men don't do that.
I think the exoskeleton is what throws off the
okay.
monster.
What kind of pops do we serve at the restaurant?
Pops? What kind of pops?
Yeah, what kind of pops?
You have a deal with Pepsi.
So that kind of
Sierra Mist.
soda pop.
You have Pepsi.
Sierra Mist.
Is it Sprite?
Really want Sierra Mist, it seems like.
Isn't that a Pepsi product, Sierra Mist?
I think
Sprite is Coca-Cola.
Sprite is Coca. Okay, so it's Pepsi, Sierra Mist.
Do we get any say? I mean, is this just completely preordained, or can we have a little influence on our own theme?
You've made these choices, is what I'm saying. I'm just giving you the information.
Okay, so there's no more choices to be made. Everything's set in stone. The menu is what it is.
Exactly. It's like predestination in a way. You've made your choices, just God knows what they all are. Sure.
I have a question about
Shelby.
the second scenario.
Of course you do.
In this cop drama, how many years has the cop drama been running?
It's like Law and Order, where it's been running for 20 some odd years and just will continue on until after everyone is gone. After every human is gone. Yeah. Basically what happens is there's a nuclear war, and the people who are filming one episode of Law and Order, they were safe because they were doing it in a lead-lined studio, and they keep making the episodes because you have to do something.
So to be clear, the cop drama in that scenario, you're immortal.
You are immortal, yes, because
you never die.
It is a parallel universe, yet in our universe there is a nuclear war, and these people are safe, and they keep making the episodes.
In this parallel universe, you're going to go on forever. Yes. So that really adds a new twist.
So immortality sounds great, but does does the show have a deal with Coke or Pepsi?
The show has a deal with Coke.
Oh, so no
for all the craft service.
So there's no Sierra Mist on set.
Yeah. Does that change how you're going to vote?
It's just interesting.
In fairness, there is no craft service for you, the character.
No. But for some reason, you're always
the
drinking.
coffee room and the cop, there's the bullpen. I don't know what you call it.
Sure, yeah. Where the desk sergeant is and everything.
So, and you can go to the store, so you can pretty much get whatever you want.
And yet, whenever you go to the store in this, you're always drawn to the Coke product.
But you wish you had a Pepsi product.
Yes.
But
you far prefer
Pepsi. Fight
it. And Sierra Mist.
That seems like a huge struggle.
Yeah, it's a huge compulsion for you, but that's part of your OCD as well.
I hate my OCD.
Oh, you have OCD?
No, in this
in this scenario, right. You've already have such a strong feeling about it. My goodness. All right. Any other questions here to help narrow down your choice? Do you have strong feelings one way or the other?
What color scheme is the restaurant?
Good question. Well, the mural, of course, is sky blue and green.
Yeah, but like the chairs and stuff.
Chairs?
Is it like you're on like when they have restaurants where it's like a trailer or something, so you're sitting on like trailer pieces and stuff.
Okay, yeah, the color scheme is
trailer pieces,
like car seats and stuff.
Color scheme is
like the Corvette diner.
Yeah.
So basically, any place that Guy Fieri would go to. Is that what you're saying?
I love guys with bleach blonde hair.
Guy Fieri sort of looks like a surfer who has never done any kind of exercise in his life.
Yeah, he's overweight.
So what is the color scheme, or just what does the furniture look like?
What's the color scheme of the furniture?
Chartreuse and violet.
Okay, and what is it made of?
It's made of vinyl.
Okay, great.
Okay, great. Very important. All right. Any other questions? You guys have strong feelings? You guys know where you're going to vote before I close down the floor?
Definitely.
Okay. Tracy's locked in. Shelby, are you locked in?
I believe I'm ready to go on this journey of giving an answer to you, Scott.
I just have to ask one question. Are you afraid to do so?
I do have fear, but I know that my fear is what actually makes me unafraid.
Great answer.
I have a question for you, Shelby, and this is in all sincerity.
The floor's still open.
Is this something that you have to consult the spirit world for, or do you just go with your instincts?
I'm going to be straight with you, Adam Brody. I was given the correct answer by a spirit almost as soon as we started.
Oh my
and then I humored all of you.
Which spirit, may I ask?
What spirit?
Yes.
It was the spirit of the person who stabbed Monica Seles that one time in the U.S. Open.
Oh, my goodness.
You remember when that happened, Scott?
You seem really into pop culture.
And you...
But I didn't
Interesting
know.
person to take advice from.
Yeah, no, and why are you
I don't
cheating?
ask. I don't ask.
I didn't know there was
she
a
just
right
came
answer.
right. She just pulled me right up into the spiritual realm. She says, "Shelby, I'm going to tell you the right answer, and you're going to take it, or I'm going to stab you just like I stabbed
goodness.
Monica Seles."
I guess it's not like cheating because it's like seeing a spoiler on the internet. You don't want to,
But like,
help
I
it.
thought this was a game of preference.
I'm tallying up points as we're doing
Oh, and there's
it.
a right answer.
Oh, well, you're accruing points as we do it
oh
with
my
the
God.
way you're asking questions,
You
how
are
many
so
questions
young,
you
my
ask.
child.
I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
These are points have already been added.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is crazy.
I'm not giving away who's ahead at this point.
Okay.
but,
I'm
yeah.
freaking out. I'm freaking out.
Okay, please don't freak out. All right, I'm just about to close the floor for questions.
Okay.
Here we go, and the floor is closed. All right, it's time to vote. Adam, how would you like to vote on this scenario?
I'm going to go with the immortal, let's call him a lab technician on a cop show.
Lab technician, yeah.
Versus owning what sounds more and more like a slaughterhouse themed restaurant.
It's farmyard themed, and
But if
slaughtering
we're gonna have
animals is part
there,
and parcel of.
We're going to have animals to the food, just make a short, 10, 15 feet away from each other. I don't know.
Even though you are immortal and a Time Lord in that scenario, I know you didn't ask about
Time
it.
Lord?
You're a Time Lord as well, yeah.
Meaning what
You
is Time
can
Lord?
you can cross barriers of time, much like Shelby
quantum
does.
Sounds even better. I'm totally not.
Well, that's in the farmyard. Thing. Yeah, you didn't
wait,
ask.
What?
You didn't ask the question.
Wait, you're a Time Lord in the farmyard.
Yes, you're Time Lord in the and immortal in the farmyard themed
Oh, you're
barbecue
immortal.
restaurant.
Well,
yeah.
can I just kind of... Okay. I can,
sorry,
There's questions still open then. I mean,
I'm so sorry that I clearly closed the floor for questions, and you clearly voted on an answer that is incorrect. But all right,
question about the Time Lord, but okay, it's fine.
all right. So that is going to factor into the points.
I feel like I'm making the more humane choice, even though I eat meat. So what's the difference? But what I would have asked, and you can't answer it.
Oh, sure. This is just hypothetical.
Is how much managerial responsibility do you have?
Hypothetically, I would have told you that you make the schedule, but it's sort of up to your employees to, make any changes to the schedule. Like if someone wants a day off, it's up to them to cover their own shifts.
Could I be a Time Lord, say 6 days a week, and pop in 1 day a week to just...
Hypothetically, I would have told you that, yes, that's exactly what would have happened.
I might have changed my answer, but we'll never know.
We'll never know. All right. So, Tracy, how do you like to vote?
I'm going to want to own a restaurant.
And why is that?
Well, even before you said all that stuff, I thought it felt like a really good passion to have having customers, like something I'm familiar with, and like
you love retail and you love the food industry.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a man, and I don't want to have 3 wives. So
okay, and why don't you want to be a man?
I'm really happy being a girl.
Yeah, you're happy with what do you love most about being a girl?
I guess femininity.
Yeah, it's a great answer. All right, Shelby, how do you like to vote here?
I'm going to choose to be the minor character in the cop drama, Scott.
You don't say. Why is that?
Because once the nuclear holocaust happens, I will have so many new friends to speak to in the spiritual realm. I won't even be that sad about my lack of Coke products in my life, or Pepsi, or whichever one it was.
Yeah. I believe it was the lack of Pepsi.
You'll have Coke, yeah.
I have a lack of Pepsi products.
Lack of Sierra Mist, yeah. So, and they'll all be watching TV, so you won't have to watch that much TV because they can fill you on what's happening.
Sounds like a beautiful place.
Wow. All right. Well, let me tally up the points here. Adam, you we all know that Shelby was given the right answer. So you
right.
But unfortunately, it's the right answer for her.
Oh,
there is a right answer.
Hang on. Is there a? I am, as you said, a movie star.
Sure.
I don't know if that.
You do get a bump from that.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get the movie star bump, which gives you +5. Okay.
Whoa.
Solid bump.
Solid bump. You voted incorrectly, which gives you -387,412.
Okay.
Which means you're at
no mathematician.
You were at -387,407.
I voted incorrectly for me.
Yeah, for you. So, but that's, we've seen people come back from, more staggering deficits.
Stay strong as the scores are tallied up, Adam Brody.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll sit tight.
All right, Tracy, that's right. We already asked you. Yeah.
I voted for the farm.
You voted for the farm, which unfortunately is incorrect for you because you would be far more happier as a man. I'm so sorry. So
I feel like you're playing God.
This is going to give me a huge complex.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. That was negative 387,412.
Whoa.
So, Tracy, you are behind. Yeah, you're losing. Adam, that movie star bump really helped you.
I'm in the middle. I'm
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we all assume that we're starting at 0. Shelby.
Another assumption on my part.
Yeah. Shelby, you voted correctly for you.
Yes, I
because
did.
that spirit gave you the right answer. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, because you are yourself a Time Lord, it's just a lateral move for you. Although it is the correct answer, because you get a Time Lord negative, you started at negative 387,412 and not at 0 like these other guys did. Oh, no. You voted correctly, but voting correctly only gives you 1 point, so you are at negative 387,411, which means our winner is Adam Brody.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Congratulations.
This is like Grapegina for me all over again.
Well, congratulations.
You become a movie star and you never know when it's going to pay off.
That bump, really.
And you just keep hoping.
Yeah.
Well, you deserve it.
Yeah. Well, that's how we play Would You Rather, of course. Oh, that's not the right theme song. There we go. Great game, guys. Tight.